Hey, what's going on, guys? Here at Galaxy Games with Jack Paul, and we're here with his first place local deck profile, and it's the Invoked Mekk-Knights. Go ahead and take it away, man.
All right, man. First to play 3 Alistair. Your main card you got to play, best part of the Invoked engine, obviously enough. 3 Blue Sky. He's honestly, in my opinion, the best one, just because if your opponent controls 2 more cards in their column, and you can special summon him, say they have, like, let's just say like Electrum and a Scale, and they're in the same spot, you can pretty much get 2 searches, and usually for the most part you search Red Moon and maybe Purple Nightfall. It depends on your hand generally, but for the most part you can spam out Mekk-Knights whenever you usually resolve his effect pretty quickly. So I mean, the deck pretty much has a way more special summon mobility because of this card, and pretty much all the Mekk-Knights, and they're real easy to spam out because for the most part you can set your own spells and traps and stuff and give you that extra card for the 2 or more claws so that you can special out Mekk-Knights.
Right.
Next I play 3 Purple Nightfall. I had to proxy I have them on order. There's a couple proxies in this deck. Everything's on order, but I just didn't have them tonight. But our locals are really cool, and as long as we have them on order, we're allowed to proxy, and as long as we mark what they are and have a way to show each other's effect. Purple Nightfall, for if you don't know, his effect to banish, and then you search a Mekk-Knight card. And what's really good about him is it's not cost to do so. So there's a lot of times where that comes up to where even if they Valor it or whatever, you can still have a beat stick on board. So that that's still pretty helpful.
What's the stats on Nightfall?
I believe he is, 2,500, 2,000 defense, so that's pretty good. I mean, you still got a 2,500 beat stick on board, even if they stop. And for the most part, like, the search effect's kind of irrelevant. There's been times where I've had him and Blue Sky already in hand, and I'm still able to get both of them on board just because of what my opponent has, so then they might stop this, waste a hand trap, and then I can still go off. So It just depends on the situation, but there's been times where the search is irrelevant, and it's just more or less bait. Next, to finish off the Mekk-Knights, I play 1 Indigo and 1 Red Moon. These are pretty much ones that you can, if you do the main combo, which is pretty much Purple Nightfall into Blue Sky, and then if your opponent has 2 or more cards in his columns, and you special out Blue Sky, you can search these 2, and this one generally moves. It's a quick effect. You can move one of your Mekk-Knights, including himself. And Red Moon, because usually you link away the Mekk-Knights when you're using them for. There's been times where I've gone like Sargyuga, and without special summoning all the monsters I could, like I still had like Red Moon in hand, and you can easily bring him out, and then it pops up a face-up monster because the linked away Mekk-Knights that you have banishes a Mekk-Knight engraved, and you can pop a face-up monster card. So it comes up where it's good to get around stuff, and it's good bait at times. So 1-on-1's good. Some people playing 2 of this, but its effect's kind of like it only comes up every once in a while. Like for the most part, you don't need to manipulate too much as long as your opponent has stuff on board. That's why his deck's going second. Anyway, on to the next. You maximize on as many hand traps as possible for this deck, just because you pretty much want to see. You play 6 lights and the 3 fire, pretty much because even though you want to see these hand traps obviously for what they're used for, you also want to use them for, if you don't have Mekk-Knight fodder in hand, you want to be able to use one of these hand traps to get, because you want to get Macabre for turn 1. Like the Mekk-Knights are decent, but and they help bait a lot of stuff, but for the most part you want to get your Macabre. So playing 6 targets is pretty good, and Ghost Ogre's not that relevant right now, so most of the time I'm using that. And it comes up a lot where I usually see at least 1 light in hand for as many targets as I play this deck. So you always usually see Macabre.
Yeah, you don't feel like the Droll is worth maining right now?
Nah, Droll is good, it really is, but like it doesn't really hurt Pendulum as much, and Trickstar, it does hurt them a lot, and I really want to find room to side for them, so I might for bigger events. But right now I don't even side or main Droll. It's very meh right now in this current format with just the current decks that are playing. But it's still a very good hand trap for at least a side. On to the spells, I play 3 Magical Meltdown and 3 Terraform. You're essentially playing 9 Alistairs. You want to see your Alistair as quick as possible, just because like you really need to get a fusion turn 1, and the Mekk-Knights definitely do help also, but you definitely want to see your Alistair for sure. I mean, there's going to be times where you're going to see like double Meltdown and like maybe an Alistair in hand, and it's going to brick you, but you still need to see it, and you still need to be able to do something. If you just see a bunch of Mekk-Knights and they have ways to stop you, you're kind of screwed. More or less, the Mekk-Knights are the fodder to bait your opponent, so you definitely at least want to see your way to get them regardless, because there's been times where I've seen Mekk-Knights and no Alistair, and that's kind of bad actually. On to the next, I play 3 Invocation, third ulti's in the mail. I didn't want to proxy. I was proxying it even though I had a secret. I just didn't want to play because it looks weird.
Proxied Silver's Cry.
Yeah, proxied Silver's Cry instead because it looks like Invocation, so I decided to play that instead. But I put the secret in today because I was triggering a lot of people doing that. I had a friend, Brian, one of our locals, Brian, he droned me and then was like, okay, so what's this Silver's Cry now? I triggered him a little bit, so I just decided to put the Invocation back
Dude,
in.
Invoked Blue Eyes, don't you know?
Invoked Blue Eyes, low key. Next, play 3 Scapegoat, best card. Any deck that can abuse it, and it's just good for link plays to be aggressive on my opponent's end phase. 2 Plot of Desires, just consistency. Want to see my combo pieces. This is going second deck, so you want to play Dark Hole and Regeki. Dark Hole's not as good, but you still want to see it, like it's good bait for your opponent. And then Regeki's obviously just OP. Definitely want to see Regeki to your hand.
And then you could always like Dark Hole one of your own monsters and use an engrave.
Exactly. Yeah, Alistair is good if he goes engrave, so Dark Hole can help you bait with one thing and then boom Dark Hole, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Monster Reborn because we can play it. It's a staple now. I play 3 evenly matched. So far, I really don't have a preference on saying it's bad or good, but it's definitely one of the better cards in my opinion to main right now, just because it really is helpful because this deck has to go second majority of the time, and even if it doesn't resolve, you still bait your opponent. You waste your battle phase, but for the most part, this is a control deck, so I'm not really trying to OTK them like if I'm playing Trickstar or Pendulum or whatever. I'm more or less just trying to control the board and then just beat them within the next couple turns. So evenly matched, in my opinion, is definitely a main in this deck. A lot of people are still siding it or using Mind Control instead. I like Mind Control, but there's some times where it's not that good, and I know I won't be able to resolve it, but at least evenly, I can at least attempt to activate it and know that it's going to either bait them or get over the board, and it's just a little better than Mind Control in my opinion.
Right.
And then to finish it off, I play 1 Solemn Judgment. This is pretty much, obviously because it's a 1 of now, but this is the off chance I have to go first. Is playing an opponent who knows I want to go second. They might make me go first. If I see this and be able to make Macabre, I think I might win still. So that's the off chance. This is a 41 card main deck. I decided to just play it just in case.
It's a broken one.
It's a precaution more or less because this deck wants to go first, or second, but there's going to be times where they're going to make me go first. So next to play the second sexy tokens. You got to play these.
Don't even have the full goat tokens.
I know, right? I mixed them up. I like the colors. An awesome sexy token of all of us at Nats.
Except for me.
Yeah, unfortunately. But hey, man, you got your invite this year. Hopefully you can go.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Cross the fingers. Yep.
Got it with Trickstar. Shout out the man behind the camera.
Yeah.
Next, I play 2 Macabre. There's been times I've wanted to play 3 because but honestly, I look at it this way: if you're needing to go into your 3rd Macabre, you're probably already in a position where you're losing, or you're probably not even gonna get it anyway. Like most of the time, like by the time I've resolved my 2nd Macabre, like 90% of the games that I'm either winning or it's my last stand and I'm hoping I can win. So like I feel like 3 is unnecessary. You can definitely play 3, but I think 2 is good enough. You really don't need to play 3 in my opinion. Not with the mix. Like if you're playing pure, 3 is a must, but since you're playing just an engine, you really don't need to play 3 in my opinion. Next, I cut this down to 1. I was playing 2 for tonight. You would think you'd make it more often, but honestly, but man behind the camera actually gave me, because I added a card in here, which I'll get to later. I had to cut something. I think cutting him to 1's not going to make any difference at all, just because I make him sometimes, but he's real rare, and for the most part, it's just trying to get extra damage on board, and it's just another fusion to go into. But I only play 3 Ash, so if I don't see it, I don't really have a way to make him anyway, and my opponent sees Ash, whatever, but for the most part, Macabre is the one you make consistently enough compared to the Fire one. And then I play 1 Elysium. This actually, I haven't come up yet, but if I need to, I can make it, because all you need is Alistair and an extra deck monster, which you're playing the Link version, so you're always going to have targets for that. And he's pretty broke. His effect is pretty dang good. It doesn't come up very often. Most of the time you want to go in something else like Macabre or whatever, or Link plays, but it's still a good option to have in case something comes up to where that might actually help you win the game.
In case shit gets real.
Exactly. And then 1 Decode Talker for Links. You make him sometimes. He's a good staple rank, Link 3. 1 Borload because we play Scapegoat and he's OP. 1 Star Yuga. With Mekk-Knight, you can actually make him pretty easily. There's been times where I was able to spam out Mekk-Knights with Alistair also, and then be able to like make Saryuga resolve his +4 effect, and then I mean just pretty much at that point win the game, because you're going to draw outs to your opponent, you're going to draw hand traps, you're going to draw a lot of stuff. So it's really good. Saryuga is definitely a one of in this deck for sure. I mean, you could play 2, but you're probably only going to resolve 1 a game.
Yeah.
One Ningirsu. Ningirsu is definitely like one of the best for the Link variant also, because he's out to a lot of things. Plus that +1 really does come in handy sometimes.
+1 goat combo.
Oh yeah. And then 1 Akashak Magician. I side Kaiju's, so it's anytime you side Kaiju's, if you can make her do it, because you're just gonna you can still make the Link combo for something broken, and then just give your Kaiju back to you. So she's pretty good. She's definitely worth it if you play Kaiju's in your side or main. 1 Link Karibo comes up sometimes. Most of the time you just use him as an extra way to get rid of a scapegoat and make another Link monster. 1 Ib, just because the Ib combo with Ningirsu. 1 Mrs. Radiant for the goats. 1 Link Spider also for the scapegoats. And then I play 2 of this now. I was playing 1, but the problem is with this deck is it's not like Trick Stars. We can consistently make your combos because you don't have anything in your extra deck usually until you start linking. The problem with this deck is usually I can sit on Mekk-Knight for a turn, and then when I scapegoat, it's not that good, because if I can't get rid of my Mekk-Knight, or if I don't have like Alistair in hand, let's say I had to use it to negate something because I had to do it so that I could make sure they couldn't do nothing, and I have Alistair engraved and have no effect monster in hand, I need to be able to get my monsters out the board, and the only way to do that is with Enko Talker. And like, there's gonna be times where like I still don't have the effect monster, so I might have to stun the goats. But like, I need usually if I have any effect monster at all, like a hand trap, or if I happen to still have Alistair, I can make this, and then hopefully if I have the Alistair, then make Mekk-Knight right back underneath of it. So it comes up at times like stall with the 1 turn with Mekk-Knight, and then make the second Mekk-Knight on turn 2, and then have this Matata, make him turn 2, and then have a way to stall again on their turn. So 2 Enko Talker is more important in this deck, just because you really need to be able to make more of an aggressive play next turn. He also outs a lot of stuff because you can make your opponent's 2,500 less attack on one of their monsters. So
he
it comes
also
up
has
a lot.
Undertaker in his name.
Exactly. Yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, it's definitely. I'm gonna try it too. See how I like it. I think it'll stay at 2. Though.
Yeah.
Onto the side, I play 3 Kaiju's. The 2 Gamma Seal and 1 Sticky String, just in case I give him a Kaiju and I have this one. Boom, special, kill it over.
You don't think it's worth it to play a 3rd name in the Slumber?
I was thinking about it, but honestly, like with this deck, I just try to more or less have like just outs. This stuff. It's like, the reason I don't really like the Slumber is just because like it takes up too much room in the side, and it's really tight right now. So I just decided to play 3 Kaiju.
So you didn't really have room for like the 1 more card.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I really didn't have the extra room for what I'm siding right now. I mean, at some point it may change in the future. Like I might find room and then be like, hey, might as well throw the Slumber in. But for now, I think 3 Kaijus is good enough. Especially here at our locals, we don't really play that many True Draco, so it's not like something I'm constantly siding in. Next, this is another proxy. 3 Mind Control. They're also in the mail, unfortunately. But this is the last cards that I had proxied for now. But
you want to tell the story with this card?
Well, so anyway, I was talking about our friend Brian earlier, and the one that I with the drone and the Silver Sky, whatever.
Yeah, he's playing Spirals.
Yeah. So Tuesday, I activate. I drew this, and he had some monster on board. Well, anyway, I Alistair'd first and got my invocation. We had barrier set, so he like knew I was about to, go to Fusion Summon. Well, instead I go activate Lost World. The fuck. To mess with him. I didn't have the name like how I do now. This is another reason why I have these in here, because it kind of triggered him. Because I activated Lost World. First of all, it's his field spell. He had a set card and was like, "What can he be doing right now?" And didn't know that I was using it as mind control. So I kind of triggered Brian a little bit and said, "No more of just having random cards saying they're your side cards." So now we have it to where you have to write down the name. I don't usually proxy. I just that day. I just threw something in there, and Lost World was a super, and so were the mind controls I ordered. So I was like, you know what, this will work. But yeah, he was not prepared for that, and it threw him off his game a little bit, and a little bit triggered Brian. So sorry, Brian, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but it had to be done. It had to be done. Anyway, 3 Cosmic Cyclone. It's just good for the Pendulum matchup, and if I play the True Draco matchup, still really good. I still like this is a card over like Twin Twisters, like MST. I just like being able to banish their card, getting completely rid of it, and not have to worry about them bringing it back in some stupid way. Especially like pendulums, like, you know what I mean. Just banish it, get it out of the way. Especially excuse me. Especially purple poison or the trap card. Play 3 on a Nightmare. This was the MVP tonight. Game 3 against Brian. He opened up with 2 Dragon Ravine, and I was able to, you know, stall him out and just keep popping them both, and then he didn't really have much of a play after that, unfortunately. But yeah, Unending Nightmare is really good just for a lot of matches, like especially Pendulum. I mean, you get this against Pendulum, and they don't have an out to it; they like ought to lose. Yeah. So, and then to finish it off, I played 3 D Barrier, and it's still a really good side, and it hurts Pendulums. It shuts them down for a turn. And it's good for the mirror match, and you know any other deck that isn't just constantly linking. So, but anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. Like and subscribe, please. My friend does really good on his channel, and I like doing deck profiles. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and you have a great day.
Sincerest apologies to Brian Bernardi again.
Rip.
Yeah, catch you guys next time.